Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hobby Lodge, and today we're doing another homebrew review, and of course it is the company that I seem to have an affinity with, just purely liking their products, and that is Psytronics. So yeah, today we are looking at quite an old one actually. It's a 2011 one, so if you've been looking at homebrew you've probably seen this game, but it's new to me and therefore I still want to talk about it. And I know it's one of their older ones because it comes just as a floppy disk. That was the only option you had, unlike the big case ones I've got that are very well presented. And not this isn't, not as not well presented, but it doesn't come in the case. But that's okay, because as I showed you in my pickups video, if you've not seen it, it hopefully appears somewhere here. I have a lovely disc box now to hold all of these in. So yeah, no problems at all that's not how it came. So yeah, this is Oracle. It is a puzzler game essentially, with some move mechanics in it, but ultimately you're trying to match colors and symbols and trying to complete a level. So I will jump into the game shortly, but we'll have a look at the disc first. This is only going to be a short review because there's not a huge amount to the game, so I will show you it, and then it either is your cup of tea or isn't. If you're not that big into puzzlers like your Tetris or your Mahjong or those types of games, I've probably said that terribly, but you know what I mean, those sorts of games. But yeah, this is the disc. Oracle, very colourful, very nicely displayed, very nicely printed. I always like the way these guys present their stuff. It looks fantastic. Of course I've got the big disc option because I love them. I absolutely love them. It came with a very simple instructions. Just a single piece of card with the sort of loading instructions on there, and then the controls. But yeah, no problems whatsoever. I'll quickly read you what it says. It says the idea of the game is to combine a minimum of 2 matching blocks to make them disappear. Once you have moved 2 matching blocks together, they will vanish as soon as you jump onto an adjacent block. Once a level has been cleared of matching blocks, you'll then proceed to the next more challenging screen. So yeah, let's not muck about anymore. Let's get over to the Commodore. Let's get this loaded up. We'll have a little play, and I'll see you in a sec. Nice easy menu when you start up, literally easy, medium, hard. Then you can turn on some different graphics and play with the sound if you want, but we're just going to go with an easy game just to learn it. Now, as I said, this game is about matching tiles and trying to clear the screen of those tiles. So essentially you want to move around the screen. You're the frog, move around the screen, match tiles in 2 or more, hopefully get to the point where you can clear them. Each game, at the end of the game, once you've cleared that board, you just press fire. So as you can see here, this is what the screen looks like. You've got your score, you've got your lives at the top. You get 3 lives, which you can use to reset the game if you want. But you're essentially this little blue, I think it's a frog, but it could be anything, I guess. But yeah, I say the frog because of the way he jumps from tile to tile. So I match 2 there, and therefore they then disappear. I then use my brick to go over, match the next ones, match the next ones, and so on and so forth. Now the clever thing comes when you try and do more than singular matching, so when you try and chain matches off of each other, but this is just a beginning level, so clearly it's just showing you the mechanics. So yes, you could say this is extremely easy. Well, it is. We are on easy mode and we're trying to do it in easy. Now see, that won't work because I'm in between 2 blocks there, so I need to move that block to the edge, and there we go. So I can move the tiles as well, which allows me to create those chains, but I can only jump 1 square, so I have to be on a block to move. So as you can see there, I'm just moving these blocks around so that I can create a chain of blocks. Now in later levels, as you'll see as we go, there are different tile types, so they can only be matched with a similar tile type. There are other things that sort of stop you from being able to clear the screen so easy, but as we get through these first levels, you kind of get a bit of pace going and you can clear them fairly quickly. As you can see here, this is just teaching you that going in the middle there won't work, so you've got to drag a block around and then create that sort of link between two blocks. So that's why they're separated by one square in the middle. So it's a nice and easy one. Keep clearing. Nice music in the background whilst you're playing, you know. I was able to go through quite a number of levels, just quite happily listening and playing away. It's a very relaxing game. I'm sure as we get into later levels it gets a lot more complex, but here you can see that sort of different tiles, so I can't use one of the grey sort of brick ones on one of the blue circular ones, so I need to just make sure they all stay the same. So I'm just moving around here. Similar mechanics, just make that chain of 2 and we can clear the next screen. So again, I think it looks very simple at the moment, but obviously difficulty will ramp up, complexity will ramp up. You will have to create unique chains to clear the screen. This one here, I thought I'd be clever. I ran out very quickly, but I knew if I just slotted it in that first hole there, then I would have created a chain of 3 and they would have immediately disappeared. So what I tried to do here was create a longer chain. So by sort of bringing them all together, try and create one sort of big hit. It kind of worked, but not to the desired effect. So I need to practice more quite clearly. But I had fun. I'll definitely go and play this game. It's a good little puzzle game, and the mechanics work perfectly well. You have to hold down the fire button. So when you're moving, you might think, oh, why is my character not moving? Just to make you aware, all those moves I'm making are done with the fire button depressed, and then when I let go of the fire button, that tends to cause the sort of, the activation of the blocks to disappear. So yeah, this is fine, but I need to be on that block at the end, so I've just made a little bit of a mistake here, so I decided to just go, I'll do this instead. So there we go, and as you can see, these ones disappear, and then I've got to just clear the rest. So it wasn't as I planned. I thought I was going to make some big, huge, long chain reaction, but I think only 3 or 4 of them disappeared. And then I just go back to, okay, well I just need to fill in the gaps and clear the rest of them, which is what I do now. Yeah, I'll let the rest of this level play out and then we'll go back. Welcome back. So what did you think? Let me know in the comments below. I thought it was great. Nice little puzzle game. No one can complain about the colours on the Commodore 64, can they? Because that looked very colourful to me, and the music was fantastic as well. Once I learned how to play the game, yeah, I could easily go back and play that. It's the sort of game you would while an hour away, no problem. Once you start, you get through clearing a few more screens. It has that just one more screen, because I know the difficulty is going to ramp up, and at some point I'm probably going to hit a wall with it, but all the time that hasn't happened, you're just going to want to keep going, next screen, clear. So yeah, really simple game, but a lot of love obviously got into it, a lot of thought has gone into it, and it plays fantastically. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do that. We review homebrew games. We do all sorts over here at the Hobby Lodge. So if you fancy sticking around, it'd be great to have you. Yeah, and I will see you next time when we'll be reviewing another game. See you soon. Bye-bye.